Go.
All right, it's the Pete Sousa Show. It's the Matt Mosley Show. It's a collaboration. It's the Argyle Open. It's all happening right now on draft night. We're presented, of course, by Argyle Open. Mm-hmm. Tonight, they're doing an amazing job of helping us out. Matt, quick review on the pimento cheese balls.
Oh, man, can these be seen? See if you can kind of angle that. Almost like an unbelievable hush puppy, but inside
Would you
pimento.
say you felt like you were at the state fair, right?
That's what it felt like. And honestly, with all this golf and the golf simulators and the soccer simulators and all the interesting things here, they've got a really cool golf motif. And so the whole menu has a bunch of golf type things. And pimento, when you think of the Masters and what just took place, pimento is a big player there. So you've held off. I was like seconds before we came on, I decided I need one. I need one immediately.
By the way, this is a great atmosphere. We got Stephanie out here from the Rogue Media Network. We got Fernando. By the way, just so you guys know, I'm going to get this out of the way. This is not the ideal camera situation, but guess what we did? Improv, baby. Like this is a bad joke, bad timing, but like Diana Rossini and like Mike Vrabel. No, because right now they're being forced to improvise, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I was hoping you'd just go with like a quarterback, like Fernando Mendoza. Although we have had some news on the Vrabel front.
No, and I think that's what I want to jump in with and ask you first. I think Mike Vrabel right now is addressing the media in New England. I'm not positive of that, but he's supposed to. He was scheduled to talk to the media at 7:00. Now, this news was brought to us after unfortunately for him and Diana Rossini, another wave of images came out today. The first from a bar in New York City. And I'm sorry, this is the NFL draft, but we are talking a little bit about this just to get you caught up because it's a huge story. But the fact of the matter is they were at a bar 6 years ago in New York. He was married. She was not married yet. She would get married 6 months later. Yeah. They were at this place. It's kind of a hole in the wall called the Tribeca Tavern. I've actually been there before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And they got there at midnight and they left at 1:00, but they were all over each other. And there's footage of this. And then this takes you back 6 years. And then we got another string of images that were released. They were from a casino in 2024.
Yeah. And after the 2020 meetup in March, she broke some news on the Titans just days after that, saying that Tom Brady would not be considered by the Titans. He was the Titans head coach then. 2024, I believe, was right after he had been fired.
Yeah.
And so they were hanging out days after that. So they've got a lot of explaining to do. And he, after basically gaslighting everybody as the original, he at least has decided to go with a new technique, which is I'm going to get counseling.
Yeah.
And see, your show, I don't think they all know me, so maybe I ought to take off my glasses.
No, well, look, here's the story.
This is how I like to go through life, but I may even put on my. Is Fernando okay over there? What is he up to? These people are making me nervous.
We got a second shooter, but no, Matt is. For those of you who don't know, and
be careful, we're in Dallas.
They all know who you are. Okay, this is Matt Mosley, Dallas Cowboys insider, obviously a member of the Rogue Media Network. The Matt Mosley Show every day begins at 1 Central, 2 Eastern time, lasts for 2 hours, and he crushes it. And honestly, that's why you really are the perfect guy to have here tonight. One, because before we talk about George Pickens and the franchise tag and how this will affect the Dallas Cowboys, how does this Mike Vrabel situation affect the Patriots draft?
Well, I had on my show earlier today Bill Barnwell, longtime ESPN columnist, who I helped break into ESPN many years ago. He was with Football Insiders. And he was making the point that, it's very interesting that he's choosing the third day because the argument can be made in football circles that that's the most important. Like, that's when you truly need your coach and all hands on deck because some of these guys are ones that maybe haven't gotten all the attention.
Yeah.
And that's when you get – and, oh, by the way, on the third day, they have 8 of their 11 picks. And so that is the day. And I think a lot of us that are somewhat cynical would go, do you really need to go into this counseling on the Saturday? Like, if you really need counseling and you really need to kind of preserve your family and try to, I mean, he's trying to please a bunch of people right now. His ownership, his team, his wife, his family. He's really having to explain a lot to everybody. So this is a symbolic gesture that I'm going to step away on an important day. I mean, I think you could make the argument because they have 8 picks. Yeah. That is the most important day for the Patriots, and so he's going to step away now.
So it's almost like a self-imposed suspension by the team in a way, like by him. Just
I don't think
show.
they told him to do this, and I think he's, as strange as this is to say, he's done it at the right place. He's done it with the right organization because they're used to scandals. I mean, what is Kraft going to say? How dare you? How dare you step out on some? Well, what was Kraft doing a few years ago on the morning of like an important playoff game? Yeah. He was seen at a local massage parlor and all that. So, I mean, they've had to answer for a lot over the years in an organization. Yeah. So I don't think a scandal like this, scares them that much.
You don't think? I mean, you were on the Cowboys beat for years. You still are, right? And by the way, you guys got to listen to the Doomsday podcast on the Rogue Media Network. Matt and Ed Werder do a phenomenal job. And they had a 2-hour episode yesterday. I said it was 2 hours. I felt like it was 2 hours. Matt said
it felt like 2 hours. It was actually quicker. Only 20 minutes. But,
no, it was much longer than that. But seriously, when I get guys like you and Ed in the room, a question I would want to ask, and I'm asking you tonight, do you think that this will affect his job standing? Is Mike Vrabel resigning out of the question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this thing would have to escalate to like a crazy point. And the fact that a journalist was compromised in her reporting and was having what appears to be an illicit, extramarital for her, that when it started, it appears that she was not married, but she would soon be married. And so this relationship seemed to last for a while. There's almost nothing short of I'm just trying to think of what it could escalate to, because I think for instance, when Tiger Woods got involved in a scandal, it was like, oh my gosh, revelation after revelation after revelation. Now that doesn't mean we might not hear more at some point about. But see, now that he's going to counseling, I've made mistakes, all of these things. Somehow in sports, this is kind of weird how we do this. By some point this year, you'll hear an announcer say, almost like it's a redemptive tale. Oh my gosh, he's overcome all this adversity.
Yeah.
Well, he's created the adversity to overcome.
Absolutely.
But we like our sports stars or coaches to overcome things. So the fact that, this is a PR strategy. I mean, hopefully, maybe it helps with his family. I wish him the best. But all this is like a PR counseling, because he also looks really bad for he and Diana Rossini's orchestrated response.
Yeah, that's the most unfortunate.
Which was
part.
To shoot everything down.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate. But in fact, I was just looking. It's 6:20 local time, 6:20 Central right now, and I know, Pete, you're an Eastern guy at heart. You're Eastern time zone. So at 7:20 or 7:30 was when he was going to enter the media workroom and have a visit with reporters. Okay,
he was going to go in the media workroom.
Correct.
Okay. And is he there yet? I'm copying our link and sharing it with friends and family.
Oh, please get it out there. Let me look at. Nothing new yet. No,
okay.
We're waiting for him to show up and say a few words.
Okay. Here's a question for you. And this is the last thing on this before we get into the Cowboys. Is Diana Rossini's career as an NFL beat writer / insider, is that toast? I'm all about second chances, as you well know.
It looks so bad. It would take special circumstances for somebody to put her back to work. I think her future is, given the fact that everybody can kind of do their own independent thing now, somebody like Barstool or Big Cat and PFT commenter, I think she's good friends with them.
Yeah.
I think that kind of place could bring her back. So her career is not over. Now, her career as sort of a respected, and I'm sure now some people say, well, she was not that respected, but she was known and recognized
for sure
as a pretty good reporter. Now, it reminds us sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire, which is interesting to think about with this draft, with all the smoke and all the things around. Because if you'll remember, a few years ago, there was a very unfortunate situation with Scott McLuhan's, I think it was his former wife. Who was the old Commanders.
Yeah, and that guy, by the way, was not like he committed let's say a bunch of venial sins in the Catholic Church. Nothing mortal, but he was a troubled guy. So that for him to have made any kind of bad decision or transgression that would lead to a secondhand relationship in his marriage would not
shocking. But now in that instance, his wife came out and said some things on social media about Diana Rossini, and then she took it back and apologized. But again, I remember that really unfortunate, weird deal. And what happens now is the internet never forgets, right?
Yeah.
So all these weird things that Diana has said or tweeted or commented on, even like 2021, she was like, it's very creepy now because all that stuff's coming back.
Well, and you're at every single Cowboys game, and you're one of the people we see talking to Jerry as a Cowboys insider. You have relationships with all these people. What would be your feelings if she shows up in a scrum week 8? We're sitting there, and then there she is.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to.
Can she get credentialed? Probably, if she's with an outlet.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. It's like we ask the question sometimes, like, whose place is it to judge? This is a really bad look. I don't think it's really fair to just say it's like a mark on female journalists, like some people have said.
Yeah,
it's a mark just on her. Yeah. And we always talk about equality and wanting everybody to have the same opportunities. So you should have the same opportunity to get yourself in trouble. I mean, I sometimes shudder at these, like in the WNBA. Sometimes, occasionally, like either like the commissioner, or the other night the thing with the wings. Not to get into that story, but like, it's like, no, we don't want to be treated like this. Wait a second, we've worked for you to be held to the same standard and be treated and be criticized the same we would criticize the NBA. Yeah. So you can't, when it happens, go, oh, no, we don't want to be treated like this. So anyway, they both earned.
We share the same opinion.
They both earned their criticism. That doesn't mean they can't go on with their lives and all that. And I hope they put it back together. But it's an extremely unfortunate situation.
Yeah, and I watch a lot of Dateline, and this is not that. There's no body laying. You know what I mean? Like in the wake of this whole deal. So you hope that everything gets figured out. Although we know it probably won't. Not in a nice, seamless fashion.
Is Dateline still on?
Dude, that's all I watch. I mean, that's big.
I always like that real creepy guy and
Keith Morrison.
The guy
he's not creepy.
I know, but I love that. I like that Hader did him on, on
that was
SNL.
very good.
that was like Hader's favorite. I think he watched a lot of those, but he could really do that guy well.
By the way, we're in the DFW tonight. We're at our Argyle Open. Pete Sousa, Matt Mosley. This is our draft show. There's a lot of those great journalists. God, what's the guy's name? Peter Van Zandt. He was a Dallas guy. He's one of their. He's a 48 Hours correspondent. You get a lot of great journalists here in the DFW area. By the way, before I ask you about the Cowboys and their franchise tag on George Pickens, I had Tim McMahon on the show last week.
Okay.
And I was like, I know Matt Mosley basically raised you at the Dallas Morning News. He refused to acknowledge. He started laughing. He said, who? I do not know. I do not know that guy. I was like, no, Mosley told me. All right. So yesterday, it almost seemed performative. I mean, that press conference where you have Bill Clinton coming out, and what seemed to be orchestrated. You and Ed Werder talked about that on your Doomsday show. All of a sudden, Bill Clinton's like lost. My thing this morning was he was like, "Hey, I thought this was the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders locker room. I must be in the wrong place." But anyways, he shows up. Jerry almost falls off the stage somehow, and you guys did a tremendous job highlighting this. They disappear. Bill Clinton and his entourage, Secret Service, and Jerry Jones disappear.
Yeah.
And then Stephen takes the opportunity, was asked a question by the young journalist who you and Werder took out for, I guess, shrimp over the summer. And he gets asked about George Pickens, and then you guys get that revelation. What did you make of that before we even get to the fact that Pickens has signed that franchise tag, that contract, which means he's could be traded? You have more on that. But initially, what was your reaction when you saw that go down?
Yeah, it was interesting because it did feel almost orchestrated. Certainly, I think Bill Clinton showing up during the conference, I think Jerry loved that and wanted that to happen. Jerry disappears, and Stephen and Shoddy and them choose to deal with that. It was very conspicuous in how they did it, and I think they wanted that news to be out there heading into this draft, and that's what makes this even more intriguing tonight. And what we're about to talk about is him going ahead and signing that franchise tag, because that changes the dynamic a little bit. And in order for him to be traded, he had to sign that. So everything's in play now. And, maybe there's a team that's in love with him, and they might be more willing to then discuss a long-term. Although once you sign that, it's interesting to kind of figure out how all that works, because the Cowboys could have waited till July 15th. What do they do? What do they enjoy doing more than anything?
Making people wait.
Waiting.
Yeah.
Even though, my old friend Ian Rappaport the other day after that kicking thing, had the tweet where he said, Jerry Jones known for being extremely proactive. I'm just like, no, he's not. He got community noted on that.
So what do you think the odds are that is there a chance we see a trade tonight for George Pickens?
There is a chance. I still think there's a little bit too much fear of George and the wild card he can be. Good guy. I think he's a fine guy. I think he's a tremendous player. I just think there are some things that give you pause.
For signing that huge deal where you're going to commit a lot of money to a guy. And when you look at the Cowboys roster, you have Dak, you have CeeDee's the fourth highest paid guy in the league, right? And then you have another guy that's looking for big money.
I just don't understand exactly what you would be trading for. In a sense, you would get him, but if he's under the franchise tag, then do you have the ability to go, okay, because once he signs the franchise tag, it's okay, here's the deal. He signed it. I still think that was going to give the Cowboys, they've said, hey, no more negotiating. I think what could happen is he could be traded now that he signed a franchise tag, and somebody could extend him. I still don't think that there's a ton of teams dying to do that. That said, I'm even looking at some of the list of your teams and even thinking about potential places right there at the top of who's going to pick tonight, the Raiders being one of those. That organization has always loved splashy, big-name wide receivers. They've made mistakes there in the past, spending too much money and too much capital doing that. But
how about Philadelphia?
Eagles
with A.J. Brown, and his shit.
Commanders. I'm just thinking there's 5 teams that can come at you. Patriots, pretty quick.
Are you of the mindset, by the way, like the Eagles, like they wouldn't trade him to the Eagles in division, right?
Oh, I'm not. I don't. I think they've shown that they'll do it within. I mean, they trade with teams that they can't get past in the playoffs, like Green Bay. They've moved up in the draft and done deals with the Eagles. They just hired the Eagles defensive coordinator. Like, I don't think that's as big of a mitigating factor as you might think. Now, if there are other ways, like if you could do it with an AFC team, that would be better. But like from his time with the Steelers, and even though he put up great numbers this year, I still think there's enough people sort of worried about him long term that maybe don't want to do this deal.
You and Ed talked about that yesterday on the Doomsday podcast. And I was sort of surprised because it seemed like outside of that, at least the stuff that got to people like me, he was out with CD, I guess, the night before in Vegas. So that Monday night game, they got benched for like the first quarter or the first series or something. and then they came back in, and it was a non-factor really because the Cowboys demolished the Raiders, and the story sort of went away. Did you hear a bunch of stuff like that throughout the course of last season? I know there was stuff that preceded him and his arrival in Dallas when he was in Pittsburgh, but I'm guessing that there was stuff that you heard because you guys have talked about that.
Yeah. Ed has heard from people have literally, like executives in the league anonymously have told him, man, I wouldn't do a long-term deal in a million years with him. I don't think the Cowboys are just completely closing the door on that. If the Cowboys, it's not even so much about him. It's this thing they have with like, hey, it's Dak's fault. All right. He took $60 million a year of our money. Oh, it's CD's fault. All right. We're paying him $35 million a year. They can't, in the end. Yeah. They got mad at Micah and he was, annoying them like crazy, and they didn't really trust him in some ways. But what it was about was more about money. Like, oh my gosh, we're already paying this guy $60 million a year. We're supposed to turn around and pay this guy 40-something million a year. We're already paying CD $35 million. It was hard to stomach. If I think it'd be hard to stomach if George was completely a clean player.
Yeah.
We hear that so much around the draft. This guy's clean, Caleb. And it's not even about their off-the-field stuff. It's just like when you talk about the draft, it's just like this guy just does not really have much downside at all. George does.
Yeah.
George, he also performed like one of the best receivers in the game and arguably outperformed CD this year.
How about David?
Well, he dogged it that one game. I mean, that was weird to have everybody bragging on him and awesome. This guy's amazing. And to come out one game, like in an important late season game where they were somewhat late, but they'd gone on that run of like 3 straight games. I mean, they're on the move. Here come the Cowboys. Maybe they're going to do it. And he just went out there and dogged it and dropped balls. It didn't seem to go for things. So, like, he's one of those guys. He's not alone. Wide receivers across the league that just like, you might love them one week and the next week. And so the thought of doing a long-term deal, again, the Cowboys would hate having to do that, even if he were, I don't know, who's the most in Jigba, some kid that just seems almost perfect, right? Yeah. I can't say who's the guy with the Rams that's run into a bunch of trouble.
Puka.
Not him. Yeah.
I think, honestly, the thing about Puka Nacua, this is just a quick little aside.
Yeah.
That guy, nobody goes over the middle like him and takes shots like him. He will do whatever you want. He's your favorite type of slot wide receiver that has no fear. And I wonder sometimes, this is a whole nother topic, but like, you worry about these guys. Like, has he been banged around so much that he's maybe incurred some damage up there that's got him acting not really who he is? Because that guy puts it all out there every single time.
Yeah.
But you keep looking at the guy over the simulator.
The simulator is next to us. You can't see it on film right now.
Yeah, it's actually beautiful.
And I'm just kind of thinking about these guys' swings, and this guy really has a nice finish. I was also thinking I left something over there, but I may take a couple of swings here in a little while. I don't know. I'd kind of like to know how you sign up for that or what I need to do to get that going.
We're at Argyle Open, right? And
I love this
Stephanie
place.
seems to have an idea. But by the way, we got a packed house here. I mean, there's a really good crowd here tonight, getting ready to watch the draft here with Matt Mosley and I, the Matt Mosley Show, the Pete Sousa Show. We have done a collab today, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. You probably are. All right, here I had another question for you.
You need to at some point we got to take a quick break because you need to try one of these pimento balls.
All right, one more question. One more question before the break. Obviously, the Raiders are on the clock. They've been on the clock forever, but the draft has not officially started yet. Before this break, I want to ask you: does David Mulugeta being the agent for George Pickens have anything to do? Obviously, the same guy last year, right? That represented and still represents Michael Parsons. Does that have anything to do with the delay, or should I say the discord between the Cowboys and Pickens?
It can't help, but it can't help that they have that in their background. That said, Jerry, I believe, and Steven, as a show of good faith, did get on the phone with him recently. And this is better than a year or so ago when Jerry said, I don't even know the name of the agent. I mean, Jerry purposefully almost kind of mocked, somebody that's really got a pretty big time reputation as a. Jerry's like, I just don't even know who this guy is. They kind of tried to see about that and visit with him, but that's not the overriding story here, the Mulugeta thing, but it's certainly worth watching. And the thing Mulugeta has shown that he can do is when things went south in a pretty big hurry, they went and found a trade partner, and he got a massive deal. And, I think Jerry feels like they dodged a bullet. Now, these people who think, well, he got hurt. He ended up getting hurt. Well, I mean, we can't say for sure that would have happened.
What's the latest on Vrabel?
Vrabel has shown up in the he said it's a work area. It's the nicest looking work area I've ever seen. I think it's their interview room. He delivered an opening statement. My actions didn't meet my standard. My family needs me this weekend. Okay, so I don't know if that's Saturday. I don't know if he's extending his. Yeah, maybe. So maybe he's going to be with his family and kind of draft remotely.
Do you think he might be going to a casino?
Stop.
Or maybe
he's not.
I know New York City's beautiful this time of year.
No,
Tribeca?
I think we've shut that. I think we've shut all that down. I was going to make sure. Okay, we have their statement. I was going to make sure there wasn't anything else. I'll check that during the break.
Okay,
we're going to let you. I mean, the pimento balls. Wow.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're at the Argyle Open. We would love for you guys to come and join us here. It's a packed house. Golf simulators. The kids can do stuff, right? Like it's a kid-friendly place.
It is very kid-friendly.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You can hang out. You can have some drinks. The bar is awesome. And for real, it's a Thursday. The place is jumping. And it's barely, 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I was trying to think what road I came out here to tell people. Like, you just basically come to Argyle or just put it in your phone, the Argyle Open.
Yeah.
And the thing I loved about it is I came sort of via Denton, and you forget in the Metroplex that there's like open land and gorgeous. Yeah. And it was just like, I thought I saw like people on horseback and stuff. And then you get into Argyle, and it's just, I mean, look at all this. I mean, the surrounding, there's Guy. Yeah, I think he's been listening to us in the car.
He's coming in.
And he's put his sandals on, and he's ready to go.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. The Pete Sousa Show, the Matt Mosley Show, the collab, the draft special from the Argyle Open. We'll be back after this.
The Argyle Open is North Lake's premier indoor golf and sports lounge, offering full swing simulators, a scratch kitchen serving up over-the-top dishes, a craft bar, and wall-to-wall TVs designed for friends, family, and teams. Located at 1242 FM 407 West, Suite 400 in North Lake, between Grapevine and Denton. Stop by and take a swing or watch your favorite team on one of the big TVs. The Argyle Open, where great food, drinks, and competition meet.
Hey, it's Zach Gelb. We're talking NFL and college football. Plus, we have some of the biggest interviews in sports media. You got to check out the Zach Gelb Show right here on 365 Sports. Weekdays, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 to 3 p.m. Central. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/@ZachGelbShow.
Save big during the Start Something New sales event at Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Waco. Drive a new Ram 1500 Lone Star Crew Cab with $13,000 off or choose 0% financing. Get a new Laramie Crew Cab 4-wheel drive with 3.9% financing for 72 months plus $15,000 off MSRP. Explore in a new Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo starting at $31,990. Happening now at Allen Samuels.
Come by. Let's be friends. Hi, I'm Jo from Face Theory. You're going to want to have a specific goal for your skincare routine. What do you want to achieve? Active ingredients are really strong, and if you're using too many at once, your skin can get overwhelmed. Don't overspend on products. Choose products that have scientific research behind them. At Face Theory, if you're not happy with a product, just say so, just give us a shout and we'll give you your money back, no problem.
Streamline event and appointment booking with Amelia's sleek, modern, and fully customizable booking forms. Tailor the colors, fonts, and design to match your brand and seamlessly integrate with your WordPress website. Whether it's for events or appointments, Amelia makes booking simple, stylish, and perfectly aligned with your business. Enhance your booking experience today at WPAmelia.com. That's WPAMELIA.com. Amelia.
When you learn a language with Babbel, you start a journey that takes you further and further. Anytime and anywhere you wish. It's easy and fun. Broadens your horizons and keeps your brain fit. A journey into new thoughts, new cultures, new adventures. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Babbel now. Go to babbel.com or download the app.
If you want a Boston sports show that's going to insult you as a fan and only cares about getting back at their old hosts or who Bill Belichick is dating, then keep tuning your radio. But if you want a sports show that's wicked good, wicked smart, wicked passionate, then you need the Wicked Boston Show with me, Cam Stewart. It is the only Boston sports talk show that is by the fans and for the fans. One voice in this city where the only BS is Boston sports. The Wicked Boston Show.
BadCreditLoans.com is a pioneering service provider that has carved a reputation in the financial industry for its dedication to helping individuals with bad credit secure loans. By making timely repayments, borrowers can gradually repair their credit history, thereby increasing their chances of securing better loan terms in the future. BadCreditLoans.com serves as a beacon of hope for those with bad credit. Simple, fast, and reliable loan application process. And its commitment to responsible borrowing makes it a trusted partner in the journey towards financial stability.
And we're back on the Jack and Rod Show. All right, it's Pete and Matt. We are here with you live at the Argyle Open as we await the draft. I'm just getting out here pumping stuff out on social media, letting people know that we're here. One question for you, Matt, that I find interesting that you have some insight on. The Miami Dolphins are picking 11th in the draft. And, it's kind of going under the radar a little bit, but Troy Aikman's role with the Dolphins, like how involved is Troy going to be tonight and how involved will he be going forward? Because we know when Fernando Mendoza goes number one, Tom Brady will be right there in that, whether he's in that draft room or whether he's somewhere else. Mm-hmm. He is going to be someone who had his hands all over that pick. How involved is Troy Aikman right now?
Yeah, isn't this fascinating? Because it almost felt like when Romo got the huge deal in TV and it was like $17 million, Troy did not like that. And so in his next deal, he got it up, he got that money up there where it needed to be. And then now that Tom was allowed to do this, it's almost like, well, the lead analyst for ESPN and the big name that Troy Aikman is, it's like, well, I want to get involved in this too. Now, that said, Ed and I have had Troy on in the past, and he's always wanted to be
Ed Werder. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
What did I say?
You said that. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah, and he's always thought it would be great to do like what John Lynch, what Elway was doing, what Marino was doing a little bit with Miami, but not just like a GM, but like the whole thing. The president of football operations, maybe whatever Tom Brady is. And so it is weird though, from a media standpoint, to be in there, get all that intel, helping the Dolphins now put their team together. And then you get on the air and show no bias. Now people say, well, people have accused him forever of, we played for the Cowboys, so he's going to be biased toward them. Well, Cowboys fans think he's not biased enough. They think he's against the Cowboys. So I guess he's doing something right in that regard. But it is the question is always, is it a conflict of interest? And it absolutely is. But the NFL is doing nothing to combat that. In fact, other than some little weird thing where they won't allow him, there's certain maybe interviews when the TV guys show up or something where maybe he can't be in something.
And I know from calling games, those can be super illuminating. They really can be. Now, I don't know that a guy of Troy Aikman's ilk really needs that much. I mean, there's nothing like that's going to go down that pertains to the game that Joe Buck or Richie Zions or whoever that is now producing his games, right? I think Zions is Fox, but you get my point. People are going to let him know what's going on either way, right? I mean, same thing with Brady.
Yeah, they're going to get the information, and I think they're still letting them into some of those meetings. There was like one little thing that they've tried to prevent them from getting, but in a place that there's already sometimes with calls that are made in that kind of thing where it's like the fix is in. Okay, this is it lends itself to that. It's not a great look.
Yeah.
And it also comes across as sort of like a bit on the greedy side of things, in the sense of it's not enough to make whatever. Let's say Brady makes $20 to $25 million a year to be Fox's lead analyst. That's not enough. I'm going to also be like one of the head people and a co-owner or whatever of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Like Jordan tried to do all that, but he never balanced it with Jordan was never wanting to work hard enough to be an analyst. Now, I will say Brady has gotten better. I was very worried about him out of the chute. I thought it sounded stilted, forced, weird. There's still those moments. He's certainly gotten better.
I think I've had a blast with him this past year, like especially the last chunk of games. I mean, he called the Eagles playoff loss. I thought he did a really good job in that game in particular. But it's very clear, like, he's put a lot into it, and his personality is starting to come through because he's getting more comfortable. I think I like having Tom Brady in my life as an announcer. I did not that first year. Like you said, it felt very forced and very, with Troy, let's face it, he turned the corner, and better than me, something happened to him, whether it was a competitive spirit or what, and probably was Romo. You're right. But that ignited a fire in him. He's become the best analyst, in my opinion. I would rather listen to no one else. But it gets interesting when, the Dolphins are going to pick at 11 tonight, right before the Cowboys at 12.
Yeah.
And Troy Aikman's going to be involved.
That's one of the things we've asked Troy about is like, well, why not
the Cowboys?
A role with the Cowboys, your team.
And what's he said?
And he just can't imagine, because of the way Jerry runs it. I think he wanted like more decision-making power and all that. Now, that said, it's not like the Dolphins have given him just like carte blanche. I mean, he's in there and he's having to work through other people. But I just think the thought is that Jerry and Steven are so domineering, and that Will McClay, as huge as he is in putting a draft together, at the end of the day, he's not a GM. Troy feels more comfortable with an organization that he can kind of step in, and boy, they maybe really appreciate what he has to say. Whereas Jerry would treat him like almost more like a friend, like, well, this is nice.
Yeah, I love having you here.
Yeah. But I think that would explode. Like, the Dolphins have been so bad now for so long that fans can deal with, and it's an AFC team.
Yeah.
And he's doing all those NFC games.
That's a good point, yeah.
I think people are sort of okay. I think if he was doing stuff with the Cowboys and then doing a ton of those games, I think there would be a major blowback.
All right, and we have the Cowboys, right? They're picking 12 and 20. The draft is getting ready to start here at 7 o'clock Central Time, so we're 7 minutes away. Now, the Cowboys and Sonny Styles. This is something, and I had a chance to talk to Bobby Carpenter, who played at Ohio State, played for the Cowboys. You covered him. He was drafted 20 years ago.
I wish you had brought my name up with him.
Why? Would he have not? What would he have said?
No, Bobby and I had a great friendship.
I was going to ask him about you. I figured, because he seemed like one of those young guys you would have palled around with.
We still talk, but Bobby and I have always gotten along great.
You see Matt, Matt and I have gotten pretty close. Like, he's like a big brother. Like, he finds out that I have Bobby Carpenter on and I didn't tell him, and he gives
very upsetting.
I wish you would have told me that Bobby was coming out. So I was talking to him, but he talked about Sonny Styles and his ability not only to be such a great human being, right? But all the measurables, and when he went to the combine and he ran a 4.4, right, at 6'5", like he's not a workout warrior, but the numbers have met the hype, right, that preceded him to these workouts. How much do you think the Cowboys would risk to move up to get a guy like that? Like, do you think that they would trade up to, Arizona's 3, Tennessee 4?
Well, I think you have to look over the years at like who they've traded up to get. They don't trade up a lot. They came up for a bad. There's Mom trying to get a hold of me there.
Yeah, that's a story of my life. I'll be calling the biggest game I've ever called at ESPN, and my phone will ring, and it's like, okay, thanks, Mom. She's got no idea. And then I'll call her back at halftime or something. I'm watching a documentary on the 5 families. Call me later. I'm like, you called me, and I want to make sure everything's okay. But
yeah, they went after Mo Claiborne one year. They went from 14 to 6. They occasionally somebody's kind of come into them, and they're like, we need to get up and go get him. I'm trying to remember if they went up for Dez a couple of spots or something like that. It's not like there's a long history of them coming up the board to get players. I would be very surprised for an off-the-ball linebacker. I'm not saying they don't need it.
They don't have any linebackers.
Not saying they wouldn't
right
love,
now, right?
but I'm just telling you, this is a team. And again, here's what we're going to find out about this pick. It's going to tell us how much juice Christian Parker, the Cowboys' new defensive coordinator, has in that room. And I think he has a lot. I think they're leaning. I think they're looking at him and all of that. And the scouts and everybody have put the board together. But I think he's had to do a good job of telling the scouts, okay, here's what we need. Here's a guy who would fit really well. I also think sometimes you just have to take the great football player and then make it work.
Yeah.
And make it work within your scheme. That's not like the Cowboys to come up from number 12 to number 9 or number 6 for an off-the-ball linebacker.
Okay.
If you're coming up the board, you are doing it for an edge rusher. Okay, if Arvell Reese or David Bailey or someone like that. Now, what I'm very interested to find out is there seems to be a real big, interesting thought process on Reuben Bain. You got the arm length issue, but some people are still mocking him to go in the top 10. I'm going to be fascinated to see what the Cowboys do if Bain and let's say Mansour Delane and Caleb Downs are on the board. It's been thrown into our head in recent weeks that you have to do anything you can to get Downs.
Yeah,
because because he's that big time. But you can't completely take the position out of the conversation. People have tried to say, well, in this draft, it's not so much about position. Well, all right, show me the last time the Cowboys went after a safety in the first round of the draft. And I think I'd have to take you all the way back
to Texas. To what's his face? Roy Williams.
He's an Oklahoma player.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Sorry.
Yeah.
Roy Williams, right?
Yeah, you're thinking about the wide receiver did play at Texas.
Yeah,
the other Roy Williams, who they made a horrific trade to go get.
Which one was married to the Destiny's Child girl?
Did they ever marry, or were they just dating?
They were engaged, I think.
Kelly Rowland was her name, and that was Roy Williams, the Oklahoma Roy Williams. So I'm just saying, So that goes all the way back to they drafted him in the first round in like 2002.
Yeah.
That's just not. And boy, you talk about a guy that was really good at first, but when Woodson got hurt and Darren's career unfortunately ended early, it just killed him because
I'll tell you,
Darren lined him up and helped him and was like the big brother. And without Darren, Roy was in trouble.
That is such an interesting position. I remember, this will take us way back, dude, when the Browns took Eric Turner, I think with the second pick. God rest his soul. But he was a very good player out of UCLA, and that was extremely high for a free safety to go. You don't agree? You think I'm?
No, I was saying, my facial expressions, don't ever read into them because I just kind of I make weird faces when I'm trying to think of something. I was just trying to remember that player.
Remember him, Eric Turner? He was very good.
Yeah, but there's another like USC safety that was, before that was number one. I just have this horrible memory of him at the end of a game returning 99-yard. Oh, he was like a great safety. He was number one at USC, and he returned 99 yards to beat Baylor at our place.
How long ago?
Whew. How long was Eric Turner? How long ago was
Eric Turner? Was, I think, 96. I want to say 92, maybe 92. I think. Now I got to look it up. By the way, I think the Las Vegas Raiders are now officially on the clock.
Okay.
What do you hear? By the way, anything coming at your way, insider wise? Like, by the way, where's Werder tonight? Is he in the Colorado Mountains?
He made it back. No, I think he's maybe back.
So he's at the Star.
No, because he did that when he was with ESPN and everything, and he does like going up there. And I just don't know if he, other than his doomsday duties, and I think he can get a hold of anybody he needs to, honestly, from afar.
Yeah,
is the way it is. So I think he's just watching. Now I'm sure he's watching us. We're seeing everybody who's in Pittsburgh for this. The one thing I've not paid attention to yet.
Yeah.
And feel free, Z-Man, to let us know when our man's going to the podium if we want to try to have some of those picks on. I love that. I love the thought of doing that.
Zach, you can pipe right in, brother.
Oh, hey, Zach. Don't worry. He will pipe in. The man has some good opinions.
By the way, how about Fernando Mendoza? You got to love. You want to talk about a man of the people? I'm from Miami, right? I transfer. I go to Indiana. I go to Miami to beat the Hurricanes, right? And now, where am I going to celebrate with my family? I'm in Coral Gables. Back, like they accept him, and he is one of their own. But that is a guy who who was I talking to this week? Oh, I asked your boy Sal Pal last week. I said, is there any knock on him? I feel like he's almost, because you mentioned it, like he's clean, right? He's almost too clean. Fernando Mendoza. I've had, someone told me this week, I think it was Sal, that his progressions, and he'll be a little, he'll kind of force that like third or fourth read, right? He'll try to force that into coverage, can be a little bit too much of a cowboy. And that can get him into trouble. I also think, too, that somebody playing for the Raiders won't. The Kirk Cousins signing, I think, was a magnificent move by Tom Brady, the front office, right? And you now have somebody who you do not have to thrust, Fernando Mendoza into a situation, because their offensive line was probably the worst in the NFL last year, And by the way, speaking of offensive line, there's a lot of talk about my Eagles maybe trading up to get an offensive line, and they need help there.
There's going to be a run, and Fano, or however you say
Spencer Fano.
Fano will be one of them.
Yeah.
And how do you say Francis's name?
The guy from Arizona State?
No, Maugi, that guy.
Oh, yeah, from Miami.
Yeah, that guy will go early. I'm wondering what old Rogers.
It's a good thing I'm not hosting the draft.
I wonder, what Rogers saying right now.
Looks like he's kind of. Hey, Zach, can you pipe in that feed? Can you give it a whirl?
He's just doing I think he's just kind of introducing some people right now. Those are some Steelers players. I got to say, that's a great looking scene.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it in, and it keeps blocking me every way, guys. But I'm trying to find a workaround.
The block. They got the Dikembe somebody's.
That sounds like some of my ex relationships in the past. You always end up with a block.
Got the wall up, the security wall.
So
if anybody can break down that wall, it would be the Z-Man. So what's happening is Pittsburgh's players are playing to the crowd right now. Hey. And that's Roger Goodell. But that, I got to say, since they've taken these things, I always loved going to. I went to Radio City Music Hall every year and was at the draft for several straight years. And I thought, man, are you really going to move the draft? I thought this was really fun to have it in New York. And this has turned out to be
a great move,
just a massive deal. And the guy coming out now,
is that Mel Blount?
That's got to be Blunt because of the cowboy hat.
Yeah. By the way, he's a Baylor guy. Like somehow he's connected to Baylor.
No, well, yeah, his son played at Baylor.
There you go.
Yeah. Norris Blunt played safety for the Bears back in the day. Oh, they're all okay. Some of the greats, some of the Steeler greats are coming out.
That's a Swan?
I'd have to get another look. It could be Swan because he's bald.
Low key, a very good sideline reporter. Like, I think people forget about that. Lynn Swan was unbelievable. And his cameo in the program was probably a notch below Jerry's in Landman.
I would probably push back a little on Swan as a sideline man, but I would say probably the worst ever was Dickerson.
He was bad.
I think Eric struggled. Well,
he didn't have the outfits. He came out looking like Shaft a few times. That didn't go over well.
Oh, they brought up Bradshaw. All right, here we go. People are kind of.
All right, now, do you know how this could end? And this would be a shame if it did. I would bump if they brought out Aaron Rodgers, who said, "I'm ready to run it back." Right?
There was some thought, but the reports have been that he's not gonna make a decision yet. But that's going to be interesting if that's possibly a landing spot for one of these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. We'll look for that tonight. Yeah, they got current. Oh, that's Hines. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't get a good look at him. Okay. That's Hines Ward. Yeah.
Well, according to you, he's probably a better sideline reporter than Lynn Swan. So you look at these quarterbacks, right? You got Mendoza, you got Ty Simpson, and it'll be interesting to see really after that.
And only one other, I would say. There's only three, really. I think they're draftable. The third is Sawyer.
Yeah, that's our guy, Sawyer Robertson.
The great Sawyer Robertson. Actually, Sawyer's been listed by most people as about number 10. Right around number 10 in this draft.
I think he is remarkably, and I'm a homer, right? I called several of his games. I got to meet him a few times. And do you know what really, I think, this is crazy, Matt, but I'm telling you, this is not out of the realm of possibility. I think his relationship with John Gruden and how he aced that whole Gruden session as a person and as a player, I don't think that hurt him. Like we won't see Sawyer Robertson get drafted tonight, but I think where we do see him get drafted, if it is the 7th or 8th quarterback, that will not be too high at all. And then we got Schefter on the screen right now talking to us.
Yeah, they're going to just check in with him. I got to say, this time of year, and there's Fernando and his family getting ready for the big pick. Pick will come in right now. They're on the clock. We're 6 minutes away. I mean, there's no need to take that full amount of time, but I guess they're just building the drama, and they wanted to wait and let Roger do all the stuff with the Steelers. Look at that family. I mean, that looks like the first family.
I know they do look. I mean, they're in Coral Gables, right? So it's a beautiful setting. He does have a girl next to him. I don't want to speculate, but I would imagine, that's rather serious, right? If she's with him tonight.
Well, with my prescription shades, because it could be his brother's also there, and so it could be somebody else.
He's the new quarterback at Georgia Tech, by the way.
That's true.
They are excited about that, and they should be. They should be.
This will be. But what's great about this draft is, I mean, we already know that they're going to do Fernando now, and it's a little bummer. It's always a bummer when the first pick is not there. So he's doing it remotely, which is fine. But I think it gets very interesting immediately in that second pick.
Well, and that's what, you and I had a chance to watch David Bailey up close and personal. For me, all the stuff with the Big 12, inside the 12, and calling games, as a play-by-play guy, I'm not Matt Mosley, right? And I'm not an NFL insider. I'm not Todd McShay either. But when you know impact when you see it, and that's what David Bailey has. Now, he's up against Argyle Reese pretty much for that number 2 spot. And what you're hearing, and I don't really know these two players individually well enough, but what I'm hearing is that Reese has a much higher upside and that Bailey is ready to go now. You disagree?
No, I just think that teams like having like a clear picture of what they want to do with a guy. So the Jets don't even know, Aaron Glenn may get one more season. I mean, it's really hard to project and go, oh, these Jets people will all be around. They know they're about to draft, and they also know their jobs could all end in a hurry. Yeah. So who can help them the quickest? To your point, the more straightforward pick would be Bailey out of Tech, just because he's the more quintessential step in there, rush the passer. You know he can get after the passer. I think the team that gets Reese, and it'll be interesting to see what Arizona does, because people say, that could be the first team that tries to bail out, or they could take Jeremiah Love there, or they could take a lineman. I mean, they could take an offensive lineman. But if they took Argyle Reese, you have to do it with the thought, have your defensive coordinator has to have a real good feel for what they want to do with him. Because, people are saying he could be Micah Parsons, but he might not be. Yeah. Where are you going to play him? You're going to play him off the ball? You're going to line him up in a 3-4 on the edge all the time? Where are you going to move him? I mean, there are certain coordinators. In fact, I think the Christian Parker with the Cowboys would have a nice thought for him. I think you just have to have a good. And what I'm getting at is, not all the teams want to have to go through all that. Yeah. The easier pick is Bailey, because
plug and
exactly
play.
What it is.
Yeah.
It's easy to take a running back, although I tell you,
And by the way, thank you, NBA, for putting the Knicks, the one basketball game I want to see opposite of the draft. That's typical. I think the last game they played was on Sunday night, and then we had to wait so long, and now I see they're playing right now, and the Hawks are winning. Wow.
Yeah, because the Hawks have the superior head coach in Snyder, and we'll see what happens in this game.
But do you like Quinn Snyder?
I
because
love him.
Well, I know you recently lost a Quinn Snyder lookalike contest, but you're pretty close. But what?
No, I'd have to lose a lot. I'd have to drop a lot of weight.
What's the affinity for Snyder? I think I know you pretty well. Where does that go back to? Did you guys
fell in love with
dinner
that
one night at the Palm or something?
No, I fell in love with that Jazz team even before Donovan got there. And I was bringing my daughter up on NBA, and she fell in love with Donovan too, although she loved the
Donovan
beard.
Mitchell.
She loved, but even when Hayward was there before, that team they put together around Hayward, I don't know why, I kind of fell in love with that Jazz team.
Yeah.
And I just watched them a ton. And through that, Snyder, who I watched play at Duke and saw him at Mizzou and have known about him forever. But I will say that look he has with the hair and the thin. I mean, he's got the look I want.
He's a smooth guy.
But I'm going to have somebody bring me some Ozempic in a hurry. I'd have to have several injections.
All right, here's Roger Goodell.
Indiana. Proud of them. Indiana
Hoosiers
have a number 1 overall pick. They have a Heisman winner. They have a national championship.
There you go, Zach. Not bad. I mean, that's not bad, Zach, for a first time. We were a little late on that, but that's a hell of a job. And there's Fernando.
I don't know how. I mean, that was very impressive. Z got through because I thought we were hearing it. They have pumped up the sound here, which is smart. Well, you're right. We've got a nice crowd.
We do. We're at Argyle Open. Honestly, it's a packed house.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
And I would hope that most people are here for us. I mean, I hate to speculate, but I have to guess that. And it seems other people focused on golf over here to my right. I tell you, this one guy has a better swing than half the guys on tour. I mean, it's the dangest thing.
He better by now. But it is pretty cool. I mean, honestly, we're checking out. There's a group to our right, a bunch of young dudes, probably, would you say, 20s. And they're at the golf simulator. And you're about to hear a guy right now just whack one. Here we go. Oh, he's putting. Sorry. I hate that. Was kind of anticlimactic. Okay, so now let's face it. This is where the draft begins. Who the Jets take it to is really going to dictate where we go the rest of the way. Now, I'll tell you, I had this guy, Sam Brickhouse, came on my show this week, all right? And the reason I bring him up, Matt, is because he's an analytics guy, data analytics guy. He works with Mike Mayock. And he basically the guy who was his boss at this place called Sumer Sports, that all they do is use analytics.
Yeah.
This guy, that I was talking with, said there's no reason if you use the Sumer Sports analytics, the data, all that stuff, that you wouldn't take David Bailey. It's a lock, right? And he wasn't being braggadocious, but I kind of made the connection because, I'm a bright guy. What's that? What do you got?
No, I'm listening. Yeah.
That's me going off your facial expression again.
No, that's me being interested.
So he said that his boss, who is now running the Jets war room, his old boss at Sumer Sports, would take David Bailey. If the Jets employ the same strategy that Sumer Sports did, right? The data analytics group that he works for now, where the Jets general manager used to be the boss. I think I finally got to my point. I took a bunch of detours there.
You're okay.
I did a terrible job. But David Bailey's the guy. The analytics say that he will go to the Jets. And that's why this is a little off the beaten path. But Kalshi.com, promo code Sousa, you get $20. Kalshi.com, promo code Mosley, you get $20. You actually right now could go to Kalshi.com and put in promo code Sousa. And then after that, go ahead, refresh promo code Mosley. You get $40 to play with. And I'm telling you right now, the Jets are going to take David Bailey at 2. How about that?
Wow. That's you're going right there. Is that him? They're in the green room right now.
No, I think that Bailey has those dreads like that.
Yeah, I think that may be him. Yeah.
So they got 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That's Bailey. That's Bailey with the shades on. He looks like you.
I would like somebody to tell me the highest.
Hold on, keep going.
There's some craziness happening.
Got a little Kramer in me. Go ahead.
I would like to know. Well, you're going to be out of the shot now.
I just want to. I was going to readjust.
Okay, all right. Readjust. The highest Red Raider to ever go in the draft. I mean, we could look that up pretty quickly, but I would say either Gabe Rivera, the late great Senor Smoke. So they call him Senor Sack.
Oh, really?
Awesome. Oh, he was great.
When did he get?
He was sadly he had a horrible wreck and got paralyzed back in the day. But he went very early in the draft from the Red Raiders to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Man, when did this happen?
Many years
when did he pass
ago.
away?
Well, I just know when the accident happened. I don't exactly know when he passed away, but it was years later, I think. But okay, pick. What does it say? What does it say? The pick is in.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to look
can you crank
for.
It up now?
No, we got to look for Roger. We don't have a Roger sighting yet. Well, I love
Not yet. I'm on it.
Oh, Z is just.
He's worn out. By the way, when you and Ed Werder do a Doomsday tonight, does Zach have to produce that?
Absolutely.
Oh, Zach,
the Z man. But that
he's got a kid, right?
I know, and he's the Z man though. When it comes to dealing with Werder can be very tough on people, but he really likes the Z man.
Yeah, but by the way, he doesn't love everybody.
Who, Ed?
Yeah.
I thought one time I was going
to. In the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select David Bailey, linebacker, Texas Tech.
Okay, that may be the highest Tech player. Z-Man, will you Google that for us? The highest a Texas Tech player has ever been taken. David Bailey is off the board to the Jets.
Guns are up.
And so that was kind of funny what the Jets did, because about a week or so ago they had one of those top 30 visits scheduled with David Bailey, and they totally pulled the plug on it. They canceled on him. And it made people like, they're going to go Reese? What are they doing?
And in your history covering the NFL, sometimes that'll be done by design, right?
I think, yeah, maybe. Yeah. You could do that. Bailey's got to. He's got to. I mean, that is unbelievable.
By the way, can I say this just as an old time? This is good for the Big 12, brother. It's good for the conference, man. Let's go. Let's get behind it.
I know we're gonna have an episode of the 12 breakout.
It's called Inside the 12.
I know. I'm sorry. Inside the 12. We're gonna have a Rice quarterback show up in a second.
Taylor McCark, or I think she's probably in Atlanta, but Madison Hawk might.
Madison, yes.
Yeah, she's working the Hawks game.
Remember her well.
You know she's a sideline reporter for the Hawks now.
Wow,
she's kicking butt.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her, man. I tell you what, you and I need to be doing some major Big 12 stuff. That'll be great.
We got to talk to Kari Black. I got a conversation with him next Thursday.
You need to.
I'm working on it.
We don't have to share our.
No, this
too much.
By the way, this is how
strategy.
I do. This is one thing I think you'd be doing. If we ever do get a show together, you'd be coming down on me a lot. I just talk about just about everything.
Oh no, that's fine.
That's how I know whether Christy's listening or not.
Oh well, hey Christy.
She's probably,
Yeah, I bet she is. Look at here. There's Big 12. This is Avery Johnson they're showing, and David Bailey taking him out.
He does have that bend off the edge.
Here's the sad little University of Houston quarterback in their fake Houston Oilers uniforms. Oh man, I love it. I love the moves. I love what he did in that CFP game. He was, that Baron Morton. That was the saddest little outing I've ever seen for a quarterback. And yet David Bailey, that game was going crazy. We've gotten to the point now where whoever Tech brings in the portal, shouldn't we just immediately go top 10 pick, top 20, first round pick? Oh my gosh. You're like me. I used to be. I want to hold this up for people. He's got one of his magazines. And what would happen to me, I'd freak out like the day before, the night before the draft, and I'd have to be up there in New York covering the draft, and I would go, oh my gosh, I don't think I know enough. Like I think I need more. I think I need more information. And I would purchase like every magazine possible. I would have like 10 draft magazines. I also had that big Football Outsiders. Oh, that monster thing.
Do you ever remember a guy named Russ Landy? Russ was one of he called himself Junior GM. He would go around the draft and he would be selling his books. Remember him?
Yeah, but he also would every once in a while come up with some like stuff that would. There was another guy that worked with him, but either he or Russ would always have this one controversial thing right before the draft, or they were the ones that would put out the Wonderlic scores.
Yes.
But that thing was called like NFLDraftScout.com or something like that. I know that guy.
And I would work him for Gary Horton, and we for the War Room, and Gary would always call like. God rest Gary's soul. He'd be like, the Russ Landy's a hack.
Oh, I know. I mean, before there was, and I don't think he's no longer with us, but there was that legendary, mysterious draft guy named Joel Bushbaum who like lived with his mom. Everybody's like, he lives with his mom down in the basement. Well, this guy actually did.
Yeah.
But he was like a huge draft guy.
Yeah.
Joel Bushbaum. All right. By the way, 1 minute, 40 seconds until that 3 pick.
So look, this could be another Big 12 guy, by the way. This could be Spencer Fano. It could be Delane. It could be Caden McDonald.
Could be Francis.
Yeah. It could be Reuben Bain.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it could be.
If it's Reuben Bain, I will walk off the stage and I'll go play that course right over there.
I think it might be, so you might want to hold your horses.
There's no way.
You don't think?
No, it's got a better chance of being Jeremiah Love than Reuben Bain.
What do you think, by the way, about – do you buy into that? Like
it's probably going to be Arvell Reese.
Do you think it's crazy to take a running back this high?
When are you going to get a trade? I need a trade to happen.
This
kid's just – I mean, I hate to bring this up, but there's a kid over there right now in the golf simulator. I'm seeing – I mean, he is – what's that old line from Tin Cup?
I knew you were going to say it.
He said they was that guy when he got the shanks up on the deal, and he's like, he had that line, "You're hitting chili peppers up Lee Jansen's ass." That was a great line. You remember what was Cheech? Wasn't that Cheech?
Cheech Marin, yeah.
Cheech Marin. That was a really
good movie.
Yeah. Well, Stephanie's always lurking. I don't know what that's about. Are you going to eat that last popper?
I can't. Well, we're on the air.
Taking
a break?
Are we taking a break at some point?
We'll take a quick break after this pick.
The pick is in.
The pick's in. All right, Z-Man.
I think Z's watching. I don't think he needs us.
He doesn't need me to tell him what to do. Yeah.
Now, when they put the camera on somebody, do you think they already know, and that's why we're getting that little quick preview? Because they hit David Bailey a minute ago.
Your boy Bobby Carpenter, by the way, said he did not want to go. He was invited to New York but didn't want to go because he saw Aaron Rodgers have to wait around the year before. Okay, let's check it out. Here we go. Night is falling on Pittsburgh, but it could be morning.
Right not a great team, but maybe they'll find a new star.
With the third pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Jeremiah Love.
Congrats, brother.
Yep. That's
wow. Okay.
Somebody just mentioned that.
So, all right. So, what are your thoughts on that? Honestly.
Well, I mean, I do not love taking a running back that early.
It screws up your whole salary cap complexion.
You know, if you decide that he truly is the next Saquon Barkley or he's the next McCaffrey, then maybe it's worth it. It just seems like a luxury pick for a team that has so many holes, like so many different things they could have done there. I don't know if they tried to, bail out or not, but they take Jeremiah Love. And kudos to whoever started hitting this recently about they could do this. It may have been Schrager or somebody, but somebody was hitting this pretty hard that they might go Jeremiah Love. Now, this is interesting because let me kind of tell you what's happened here.
Yeah, please.
This is tremendous for the Cowboys. What the Cowboys need to happen is this is a great pick for the Cowboys. They need a run on linemen over these next few picks, and they need a run on receivers. They would like to see Carnell Tate off the board at least by 7 to the Commanders, and then they would like to see at 10 the kid from Arizona State, Jordan Tyson, go to the Giants. So in a perfect world, they'd like to see Tate at 5, Jordan Tyson at okay, let me just think, because the Giants are going to take a receiver probably with one of those 2 picks that they have, either 5 or 10. So again, you want linemen, you want receivers taken, and that'll start moving, whether it be down, whoever you want, Delane, Downs,
or
Styles. Yeah, that pushes them down to that deal. All right, you want to take a quick break?
Yeah, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We are the Matt Mosley Show, the Pete Sousa Show, right? We are here at Draft Special. You can take your headset off. I got this. I'm going to say some bad stuff about you. We're at the Argyle Open, all right? Make sure you guys come out and join us if you get the opportunity. Golf simulators are popping. The wine, the beer is flowing. We're having a good time. Make sure you come back and join us.
The Argyle Open is North Lake's premier indoor golf and sports lounge, offering full swing simulators, a scratch kitchen serving up over-the-top dishes, a craft bar, and wall-to-wall TVs designed for friends, family, and teams. Located at 1242 FM 407 West, Suite 400 in North Lake, between Grapevine and Denton. Stop by and take a swing or watch your favorite team on one of the big TVs. The Argyle Open, where great food, drinks, and competition meet.
Looking for football talk without the fluff? It's Down and Dirty with Scott Mitchell, a former NFL quarterback breaking down the game from the inside, plus real conversations about sports, leadership, life, and everything in between. No hot takes for clicks, just honest analysis, strong opinions, and stories you won't hear anywhere else. Football talk and more, the way it's supposed to be. Subscribe now to Down and Dirty with Scott Mitchell on YouTube.
It doesn't matter if your investment budget is small or big. All you need is Benzinga Pro and its powerful news alerts, price tracking, and portfolio monitoring. Subscribe now, and we'll skyrocket your portfolio today.
Experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
MosleyMD.com.
Join us at golfpartnerusa.com and discover why we're the trusted choice for golf lovers worldwide. That's GOLFPARTNERUSA.com. Golf Partner. Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. That's INTERNXT.com today.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. NordVPN.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Dive into adventure with Scuba.com, your ultimate destination for top-tier scuba and snorkeling gear. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, trust Scuba.com for the best in diving equipment and expert guidance. Explore now at Scuba.com. That's SCUBA.com. Scuba.com. At Fullwell, we bring together the expertise of registered dietitians, MDs, and OBGYNs to give you the best fertility support. Fullwell, your trusted partner on your fertility journey. Visit us at FullwellFertility.com. Experience the perfect blend of exquisite craftsmanship and life-changing technology with Gevi. Every product is built with precision, featuring specialized parts that ensure durability, efficiency, and safety. Upgrade your everyday with Gevi. Visit us at GEVI.com to discover more.
It's the Pete Sousa Show.
With San, owning iconic furniture no longer requires paying a premium. With over 15,000 satisfied customers worldwide, we've proven that high-quality furniture doesn't have to come with a high price tag. Explore our collection today at san.com.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. We deliver premier protection at affordable prices and express shipping. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
Hi, my name is Mike Lacey. I'm with Beyond the Game, a new podcast to the Rogue Media Network. Just when you thought you'd had a little bit too much about BYU, here we are to provide you even a little bit more. I, as part of the BYU group, am grateful that we're part of the Big 12 and really grateful that we're part of the Rogue Media Network. Thank you.
It is Matt Mosley. It is Pete Sousa Show, the Mosley Show. We have combined forces. Pete will be back in just a moment. But we did have a pick is in, and the Titans pick. They picked Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. I would say that things are going really, really well for the Cowboys right now. I mean, that is exactly what I was just talking about. You got the running back go, and now you have Carnell Tate out of Ohio State goes to the Titans. And there he is having a very fun time there in Pittsburgh. And, man, they're giving some big old hugs to Roger Goodell, and this is fun. This is fun.
You know what? It honestly makes me grateful. We're a long way from COVID, right? With Goodell in the basement.
We're also a long way from my house.
Mosley sent me a text that the guys from Lonesome Dove had a shorter ride.
I'll tell you what, though, this is a cool place.
That's killer.
Out here at the Argyle Open. Man.
We're in North Lake. We apologize the distance from Matt's house, but, you know, it is what it is.
No, it's fine.
Hopefully you live a little closer. It's a bustling area, and this place is bustling in here tonight. I mean, it's a Thursday night, and I have to encourage people, too. Like, you can do stuff while your kids are doing stuff, which is the best spot. You know what I mean? For young parents.
Yeah, and like whatever. There's the golf simulators, but also you can like kick at the fake the simulated soccer deal.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of games you can play up here. And then they have a nice patio. In fact, I'm gonna walk over there in a minute, open that little garage door. I don't think they would mind me just sort of taking. But you're right, though. Look at all these families out here.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's become a big family night, all right?
Yeah.
And all the parents are having a big time and out there hanging out. But Carnell Tate, again, now this is what you need if you're the Cowboys. You want an early run on receivers, and now you want to get some linemen, some offensive linemen off the board, and you want to push some of these defensive players down the board. And what I love about this is we're trained because we've read so many of these mock drafts, right? Like, oh, wait, this is where Arvell Reese. This is when Sonny Styles is supposed to go. Caleb Downs, the cleanest player in the draft. And then stuff starts going, and you're like, whoa, wait a second.
Yeah.
Where these guys are getting pushed down? Well, these old Cowboys right now, I would say you got to feel pretty good, and then it'll be really interesting. We'll find out how excited they are about a certain player if there are 2 or 3 guys they love that are still there at 10, then they're okay. If there's somebody they're really in love with, at like 9, they might need to come up and get him.
Well, here we go. The Giants, by the way, on the clock, their pick is in. Now, you got to be thinking either Arvell Reese or possibly Francis Mauigoa, right? Mauigoa. Either way, the guy can protect the blind side. Okay.
Yeah, I think I think it could be. Okay, so with the 5 and the 10, I think they're wondering, hey, is Tyson going to be around for that number 10 pick? And the answer is, I don't know. I mean, honestly, let's think who could need him. Commanders are a total fit. And again, this is all playing into the Cowboys' hands right now. I wanted to make sure. Okay, we do have news in the last few seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
Adam Schefter is reporting that the Browns are trading number 6 to the Chiefs. All right, so Browns
to 9, so they
are. We've always heard they wanted out of that pick.
Yeah,
Chiefs are coming up, and we got to decide who do the Chiefs either want from Mahomes. So they want a defensive player there, or are they thinking
they could be thinking Jordan Tyson? Somebody like that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of their receiving core right now. He always could use more help out there. Certainly could go that route. I mean, they could take one of the top defenders if they so choose. They just traded away, and they've gotten all these picks based on what they were doing with the Rams. All right, because the Rams gave up their first-round pick for McDuffie, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So we do have the first kind of major move there.
Move.
Yeah. Browns are trading number 6 to the Chiefs. Okay, now here's the compensation. This was about under a minute ago. Chiefs get number 6. Browns get 9, 74, and 148.
I like that for the Browns.
Now, that's early third round. Browns get that 74 pick, right?
Dude, and 148. They must. Whoever the Chiefs moved up for, they must really like them. That's a pretty.
Oh, they've got to. I'm just thinking of Jimmy's trade chart in my head. So again, they got the third round, and 148 is where 6th round. I'm just trying to.
It's a 5th round, I think.
5th round?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
5th round will take you to 155.
All right.
Or 150. I'm sorry, 160.
So that's big. Okay. Over the last 10 years, look at that. Those are the running backs. Because we already had Jeremiah Love go at number 3 overall. The Giants pick at 5 is in. We're going to be fascinated to see who the Chiefs now pick. See, I love the NFL does the trade stuff better than the NBA.
In partnership with the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, TAPS, one of the NFL's Salute to Service partners, we are honored to recognize the surviving family of United States Army Major Paul C. Volke.
Hell yeah.
Matt didn't clap.
Major Volke sustained tragic fatal injuries while deployed in Afghanistan. He is survived by his spouse, Tracy, and their two sons, Andrew and Benjamin. Major Volke was raised in the Hudson Valley and was a lifelong fan of the New York Giants, a tradition he proudly passed on to his sons. Volke family, take it away.
Oh, that's cool.
With the 5th overall pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants select Argyle Reese, linebacker from the Ohio State University.
Yo, that was awesome.
All right.
I mean, that's not the 30th pick of the draft or the 150th. That's the 5th
That's
pick.
big time.
Yeah.
And boy, what a cool thing for that family and the NFL to do. Argyle Reese now off the board. And so some thought that if the Giants might think running back, I think on the next one, now that they've taken their defensive player, they might be hoping Jordan Tyson makes it to them. But we're going to see after KC makes this pick, after trading up with the Browns, after swapping picks with the Browns, the Commanders, that's going to be very, very interesting. So, again,
can I tell you, this is why Gary Horton was awesome. He demanded when we put together our draft stuff, our draft guides, that we always had depth charts in there. Always.
Yeah?
Well, yeah, I think we should have depth charts in these magazines, but we don't have them. So
Okay. Rich, we've lost Pete. Oh, my gosh. It kind of had that one
back out at him, huh?
Scare some kids out here. The ball about reverberating.
So here, the Giants, here's the deal. See, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at their list of needs, Matt. There's not like edge rusher, I guess linebacker. Okay. Linebacker was a need of theirs.
Yeah, but this guy thinks of himself and is going to eventually be an edge.
Yeah.
So they already have Burns and Thibodeau and
that's what I'm saying.
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter?
Yeah. So what this means is,
what does that mean? Because they're
going to have to trade somebody. And they're going to have a little bit of a logjam there, like the Cowboys had to trade Osa Odighizuwa. And so I don't know if it'll happen, after the draft or during the draft or whatever. But
they got rid. They did ship Dexter Lawrence, right? Just a little bit ago to Cleveland, Cincinnati.
I think Thibodeau is the most likely that would get traded. So I think that's probably what will happen.
So you got. By the way, you've taken.
But this is an edge. I think eventually, whoever the Harbaugh had to have a belief, and you think about Harbaugh's old team. Did the whole crazy thing with Max Crosby and backed out of the deal, and then got Hendrickson. So that was a crazy thing. And right now, man, these.
But how about the Giants? If I'm a Giants fan, Matt, I'm a little okay. So we got Reese this year with 6, right? 5, and then 2 years ago we took, last year we took Abdul Carter with 3, and then in 2022 we took Thibodeau with 5. So I would say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's broke there. So I guess Harbaugh is going to try to fix it with his own flavor.
The reason I'm fine with it is because I am sitting here thinking this is going to be the best guy to come out of this draft.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I think his ceiling. And people say, well, what if Fernando? And I mean, who knows? But I mean, sometimes you're just guilt by whatever place you end up. And that's not a great place. I mean, the Raiders have historically been bad. Maybe Brady or something will help it. But they still have weirdo, Al Davis's son, Mark Davis. I mean, when you have that haircut, you're not going to make great decisions.
By the way, would it surprise you? So Laura Rutledge, okay. By the way, her star is rising like crazy. She sent Steve Ackles at ESPN like an email every day, right? When she was trying to get in. Eventually, she got in, right?
Yeah.
Steve Ackles was actually the guy who hired me to do college football and then was my entree into ESPN. But I did get word from someone that said Steve Ackles would like you to stop emailing him. Okay, you're good shit. I wonder. She probably didn't get the same treatment.
Yeah,
she is really good.
Yeah, does a very nice job. Okay, this is right now. We've got Adam talking about, and he's trying to they don't want to tip these picks, but they're doing it like crazy on Twitter. I'm kind of glad I'm staying off Twitter a little bit right now, but there's what we've already reported. Those are the picks coming back to the Browns for moving down 6 to 9. Now, Chiefs pick is in, so Z-Man, take us there whenever you are ready. Look at this. I love this crowd. I mean, I don't know. Part of me wants to be there. Part of me thinks that just looks awful. But it looks so cool.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Mansour Delane.
Wow.
Defensive back, LSU.
Wow. All right. Well, they moved. They got the big
That's a great
trade.
Pick. That's a great pick, man.
They got the big trade with the Rams, and so they needed to replenish their secondary. And here they go.
That's a great pick, man.
Mansour Delane is off the board at number 6. This is someone that's
your first cornerback taken.
This is someone the Cowboys had been connected to.
Yeah.
And was a possibility.
Well, they've got a glaring need there, Matt. As
and
nobody
the Cowboys
knows
would have had to get up there to 6 to do it. Oh, yeah. Glaring need there. I would say not great at safety, not great at linebacker.
And the guy, by the way,
who need edge.
Which is the guy from Tennessee that had the injury? McCoy, right? The cornerback. So that's somebody who I know the Cowboys are interested in at corner, who's obviously still available.
I don't think so.
Was it or Colton Hood? One of them.
Yeah, maybe more Colton Hood. I think.
One of them is coming back from a knee injury.
That's Jermod McCoy.
Okay, that's McCoy. So
who
you don't
did
think
not
that.
play last year at Tennessee. That would be shocking to everyone if the Cowboys took him after some have suggested they took him off their board.
Okay.
Now, they've done their homework, and I think they had him in even for a visit, but that would be a shocking pick at 12.
By the way, I didn't tell you this. This just came up. The guy that
wow, Commander's pick's already in. By the way,
well, they know what. Yeah. Oh no! I'm thinking Kansas City made the trade. Okay, yeah, Washington. I guess they're sure of whoever it is.
This is where they could take Jordan Tyson.
T.I. is at the Hawks game. So it's on the TV right next to him.
I'm just so glad you could share that. Okay. See, we're not even letting these guys get up there and get their day. I mean, they get their moment with the commissioner, and we're already in.
Can I tell you that's so? They just showed Delane with the jersey. That's interesting, right? I mean, obviously, the trade goes down, they move up, they make the pick, and then they got the jersey ready. I mean, I know this isn't 1974 and it's the NFL, but I'm still impressed. It does not take much. Look at that sea of people, man.
Yeah, you knew Pittsburgh was going to show up, but this is a monster turnout.
So you got Caleb. Here's who experts like yourself. You got either Mauagoa, right, or Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is a really good fit here for Washington.
Well, let's think about this. You've got a defensive head coach, but you also have a need at wide receiver, and you've taken a long look at Tyson. I think if Love had have ended up down there, they would have definitely gone for him. We also have to think about, okay, at some point we're going to have the conversation on, I can't believe this person is slipping.
Yeah.
Now that will either be
Great call.
Styles or Bain or Downs.
Yeah.
Certainly it's no longer Mansour Delane, now off the board. But if there's a little run on lineman here.
Has Ruben Bain gone yet? No, he's not
thing.
gone yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He could be someone who slips. Now, again, the guy who could possibly not be taken in the first round, the biggest to me is
The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide,
Oh, here we go.
is awarded to one player each year and celebrates their profound impact on and off the field.
What Simpson are you talking
I'm joined on stage by former winners Lynn Swan and Jerome
quarterback.
Bettis.
I'm saying I don't think he's going to go.
Thank you, boys.
And I think Bain could.
And the league
flip all the
welcomed
way
its
out of
newest
the
member
first
to the
round.
Is
prestigious
this because
club
of
2 months
the short
ago.
arms in the car wreck?
Super Bowl champion
More
and
the
6-time
arms than the car wreck.
All-Pro Bobby Wagner. There you go, Bobby.
Ceremonial.
Yeah.
On behalf of the Payton family and Nationwide, I encourage players drafted this week
Jeff Perlman
to
wrote a
make
hell of
their
a book on Walter
community
Payton.
and
It's
the
kind of a
league
bummer,
a better place.
but it was really good.
I know. He wrote the one on Favre.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
With the 7th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Sonny Styles, linebacker, Ohio State.
Wow.
Okay.
Believe the hype. Public Enemy said, "Don't believe the hype." The Commanders say differently. That to me, Matt, just says this guy. You know, you can't ever say, "Oh, sure thing," but that says a lot, dude. That he would get picked 6th or 7th, excuse me.
Yeah, and some of the people who had him slipping all the way to 12 to the Cowboys are right now are running out of the studs.
Let me tell you why Sonny Styles is a great pick. You want to know why? Because everybody I talk to who knows more than me, like McShay and all those guys, the tape speaks for itself, right? His tape is awesome. And obviously playing for Ohio State, was playing for Matt Patricia, was put in places to just succeed. As a person, the guy is aces, right? Like one of the best guys you'll ever meet, apparently, to everyone. And third, and I think this is one of the biggest ones, is his lineage and his father, Lorenzo Styles, just being familiar with the big stage, with the NFL. Nothing will probably faze this kid. And, man, congratulations to him.
Downs' dad played and his brother plays in the NFL as well. And I think his dad was some kind of big athlete. It's interesting, though, what you're saying about like the pedigree and that kind of thing.
I think that's not just – I think you factor that in. Some of the best of all time, dude, that's their story. From Pat Mahomes to Steph Curry. It's like that exposure and that understanding.
All right. Here is who one insider that I have on a lot thinks are at the top players at the top of the board for the Cowboys with only, 5 picks left. How many picks left now until we've already had – Saints pick is in.
4 picks. I mean,
So
after New Orleans picks, there'll be 3 more before the Cowboys.
So 4 more picks. Let's think who's still out there of the big dogs. Downs is still out there. Styles went off the board just then. Ruben Bain Jr. out. He's still on the board. Jordan Tyson from Arizona State. Those are 3 big names right there. And then your tackles you were talking about. How do you say Francis's name?
Francis Mauigoa.
Mauigoa.
Mauigoa. Sorry, Mauigoa.
Mauigoa and Fano.
Yeah. Fano.
Yeah. Those are, I see no way that the Cowboys can take a offensive lineman at 12. What's going to be tempting is if Tyson makes it there. And then your scenario of if Downs is there, would the Cowboys do what they almost never do?
Which is?
Take that safety. Take a safety in the first round.
Well, I think the decision kind of gets made for them.
24 years ago it happened.
And who was that?
Oh, it doesn't. That's Roy Williams. But it doesn't get made for them because I just think we have to remember that just because Downs has been so big on all these mock drafts does not necessarily mean that is who they want and who they. Now, I think the crazy thing is if their people get taken before them. Let's just say I say their people. Maybe they like Bain. Maybe they like Downs. Okay, let's say those guys are gone.
Yeah.
And Tyson is still there. That becomes because I think you're going to at that point have some factions in the room that are kind of fighting each other. I think Shoddy and Jerry would be really excited about the wide receiver.
But here's my one last thing about Caleb Downs. A lot of people had him at the top of their big board coming in. Like if he falls to you at 12, are you not thinking, you know what? This guy's too good to pass on, you know?
But that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Just because these are on all these big boards, we like all these people that do this, does not mean it's on the Cowboys board.
Yeah, good call.
Okay, we got the Saints pick in, and right now we're celebrating the
Sonny
Styles.
That's a huge pick, man. I can tell you.
How many Ohio State players are off the board right now?
1, 2, 3. So he's got
Isn't that amazing?
Tate, Styles, and Downs. And look, we're talking about when the heck is – I'm sorry. Yeah, you have – Downs is not gone, but you have Reese, you have Styles and Tate. And so you're still waiting
and we're only through 7 picks.
That's and you know what one of my biggest bummers is this year when you look at some of the mock drafts and when you dive deep into this, and I heard Chris Sims saying this on the way over, there is not one guy really like in the top 100 who's outside of a Power 4 school. I saw the one tight end from Toledo is a guy who's getting a lot of juice and there's some.
Oh wait, I thought he was a DB or something.
Is he DB? Could be a DB. Yeah. He is. Yeah, Emmanuel McNeil Warren is a safety. But you see what I'm saying? Like it's a whole new ball game now as far as that's concerned. You're not going to find and you know what else? Part of some of these general managers are thinking about, and somebody of your ilk told me this. We have so many conversations, but they're now looking at these guys, Matt, and saying, okay, this guy managed, for example, the guy who I called one of his games from Albany, who transferred to Florida State. And now is with the Rams. Why the hell can't I think of his name? He's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Now I got to look him up because I'm old. But basically, a lot of times teams are considering this almost like another jump, another transfer year. Like NFL teams are looking at it and
You're
saying,
not thinking about Jared Verse?
Jared Verse.
Okay.
Started at Albany, went to Florida State, and then with the Rams. And every time up, he just got better. You know what I mean? Like it's not like – and some guys don't get better. They stay the same. And I think that's a pretty interesting point, how a lot of these guys are at their first year at a Power 4 school, but they're still ready to go after that.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, I used to spend time at the University of Albany during the summer because the Giants had their training camp there.
Oh, yeah.
And I once rode around the University of Albany to do my visit with Eli Manning. He just drove me around for a while on the campus. Yeah. But that was they were kind of like the Great Danes or something like that.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And that's a very low level of football. And so it is amazing that again, it's just relatively that people, you're right though. The great ones, they're going to find you. And it used to be the NFL teams had to go find them. Now, to your point, the NFL they let it all happen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then they go find them at the second or third school since we have no rules anymore. Okay, Saints pick is in. This is a very cool looking, and the tracking cameras that they have when they come in there with those, what do you call those?
Drones?
I love a drone.
Yeah.
I love a good drone. That's what Bill Snyder told me one time. I was talking to Bill Snyder, and he said, we were having a good talk at like a Big 12 media day, and he said, my grandson is into those drones, and he's like, that's his occupation now. I was like, okay, it's strange. Look at him. He's kind of trying to. Do they? I wonder if they're still booing Goodell for a while. They always booed the commissioner.
Yeah, I think it's more. You're right, but I think Adam Silver's the one who deserves the boos now. that guy stinks.
All right. We have It looks like we got Goodell going to the podium.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Jordan Tyson. Wide receiver.
There we
Arizona
go.
State.
Now there's a surprise, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think
don't love the pick. His availability freaks me out, to be honest with you. I mean, again, that's good for the Big 12, so I'm stoked. I think there's a lot of guys in the draft who are equal, not a lot, but wide receiver, okay? And follow me here, Matt. That is a position where you're always going to find super talented guys. You just are. Is he that good that you're taking him at 7? Is he that good? There's like a conveyor belt.
Eight. Take him at 8, yeah.
There's like a lab where they create these wide receivers, dude.
Yeah, but they may, in their minds, Omar Cooper and Casey Concepcion, who I like both of those guys.
Well, you like Concepcion because your daughter goes to the
I just love that player.
He is very good. I like him. I like him a lot
too.
I was honestly hoping he would fall to Philly.
Where's Philly picking?
I mean, I got it. Now you're asking me for too much.
No, I just figured as a fan you would have that.
I think they're 30. Let me see.
Okay. Watching there's a suddenness and a speed.
23rd, Pete.
The 23rd. Thank you, Zach. God, that's my man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Please, yeah. Keep showing all his touchdowns against Baylor. Thanks.
That was the game. Oh, there you go. He's emotional. You gotta love that.
That is wow. It's hit. Oh, wave of emotion. He's taking a knee on his way up to the deal. Goodell's going to be like, son, we got to keep this show moving. Wow, he has. Okay, he's back up. Wow, look at that. That is pretty neat.
Guy's been through a lot injury-wise.
Zach, I'm sorry Pete hated this pick so much. This kid, from an emotional standpoint. Now I like this little deal. What do? They kind of look in the. What happens there? They kind of look in that little mirror and it takes a picture or something.
Yeah.
Okay, here he's made it out. Man, he is a very emotional young man. Jordan Tyson, who ends up.
Coach Prime really slept on him. He started with Colorado.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Now a former Colorado great, Draylon Miller, is with my Baylor Bears. We shall see. But, yeah, he's having – wow. I mean, this is really something to watch the emotion just overtake. A lot of them just have so much joy, and they're ready to get up there and do that hug. Golly, we've gone past our
he's an Independence High School guy.
Time limit here. We're in the 8 o'clock hour. Okay, I did not set aside time to go into the. Wow.
No, we can sign off at any time because you got to get home. You got to get to the Star, right?
Yeah, I may have to go to the Star.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see if Southwest has a flight over there. No, I tell you what, I love this place.
Yeah, no, this is great. Argyle Open. We just to reiterate one more time, we're at the Argyle Open. Matt Mosley show, Pete Sousa show, the collab. I'm doing the Macarena with my hand signals. Jordan Tyson's emotional. And again, did you hear that, Matt? I forgot that. He's an Allen, Texas guy. Now, his brother, Jalen.
Oh, that's right.
His brother, Jalen, is a Cleveland Cavs, and his dad, John Tyson, played football for Florida A&M. But he's got, as my neighbor, Mrs. Schnebley, used to say, real waspy woman, she said, he comes from good stock. She would say that with like a scotch in her hand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't miss a trick, man.
Do you guys have time for a question real quick that we got?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, please. Just put it right up on our screen.
Well, I'll throw it up there, but add a question. Do the Cowboys reach on 20 for Jacob Rodriguez?
Wait, this is my buddy.
Yeah, Jimmy asked for you, Matt.
Oh, yes. Jimmy Dorman. Big time. His daughter and my daughter went to high school together, graduated together, great friends.
All right, so you want to answer his question?
Jimmy D. Well, I mean, can I talk about my friend for a second? My gosh.
But honestly, I'm interested to see what you have to say.
Would they reach at 20 for Rodriguez? I don't think so. I love him. I love. Oh, and he's got daughters. He's got Texas Tech ties. Jimmy does, my buddy, and he likes going out there and playing golf and that kind of thing.
I do not put it past Jerry.
To Jacob Rodriguez. Now, again, from an intangible standpoint, and like so many boxes that he checks, it's like unbelievable. I still kind of think that Rodriguez is going to go in the second round. Now, the Cowboys don't have a second round pick is the problem. I mean, I love him. I just don't think they'll take him at 20. I think what you got to start looking at is, we got to pick in. Browns picking at 9 or in. I mean, I'll stay with you if you want to do it through the Cowboys pick. And then we just say,
what a treat. All right.
Is she okay with that?
We're going to go to the Cowboys.
Stephanie, we're going to. Yeah, is that okay? I mean, yeah, we might need some more pimento poppers before then. No. Oh no, Stephanie. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Like some catfish if they have it. The food here.
So Spencer Fano, by the way, was he just taken?
I think they're just showing him.
Okay.
Because they said the Giants pick is in.
No, Fano was just taken by the Browns.
Okay, so Fano was taken by the Browns.
Browns at 9. Okay, no. Now we get Now things
Thanks,
get
Zach.
very interesting because let's think about who you still have. Caleb Downs out there. You got those 2 receivers off the board, so maybe that won't be as tempting. Man, people are getting kind of with it in here.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, this is not they're just having a big time. I have not hit a shot here yet. I think on that simulator.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think I could. We're next to like
These guys are going. I love it. By the way, this is Argyle Open. This is where we're doing our draft show from. We're in North Lake here in the DFW. And I got to tell you, there's like a young group of kids here. They're probably in their 20s. Like, they're drinking and stuff. So they're having a good time. But they're hitting that simulator.
We don't need to judge them for drinking.
I'm actually kind of giving them a tip of the cap. I mean, you can have that kind of fun here.
You can do all kinds of things. We got young DeChambeau. Oh, look, is he up to? We got another pick. Looks like we have another pick from Roger. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Maui Goa.
Oh, and he's got the cool. Look at that. He's got those lays on. Kind of Polynesian. Yeah, that is awesome. Francis Maui Goa played at Miami of Florida. He was in some people had him mocked in top 5. He is now to the Giants at 10. Remind me what they did at 5.
The Giants at 5. They took Arvell Reese.
Right. I'd say this is a dang good draft. Man, think about that. This is the one they got for Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
They turn around and get their massive piece over at left tackle, or he can start out right tackle if he wants to. Did you see him hit the logo? He hit the Giants logo. See, this kid's not crying. This kid's coming to take your money. He's taking your meal money. This is we got an IHOP trade alert.
Okay.
Oh, this is big because the Cowboys.
The Dolphins are trading number
Cowboys
11.
may be trying to come up. Yes.
So the Cowboys have.
Yes.
See, that is an inside job. That's Troy and Jerry on the phone. I don't like that, but it happened. Okay. Right. So what are the Cowboys going to do, you think, Matt? Why did they trade up?
Oh, man.
So now the Cowboys are on the clock. So now we get to leave 5 minutes earlier.
Wow.
Man.
People are clapping. People are excited. Cowboys have 6 minutes and 25 seconds left. Wow.
Well,
this is
the trade.
big.
You know why you made it, so they can pick at any time, I'm sure, right?
So let's see what they gave up. I'm very interested to see what they had to give up to move up one.
Okay, Matt. Okay,
because you got Downs, you still have Downs, you still have Bain.
You have Downs, and you also have McCoy.
You have Fano.
No, Fano's gone.
Fano and Francis are gone.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, you have Bain and you have Downs.
You also have McCoy. Who you said they took him off the board.
I mean, that would be a big upset if they took McCoy there. I mean, if they came up a pick, there's somebody they really want.
Yeah, this is fun. So I'm telling you, I think you either got
got to be Downs
or Bain.
God, because you would think if the Dolphins bailed out on that pick. They're right there. They know, they're right there in Bain's backyard.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the compensation. I got that real quick from Rappaport. It's number 11 for picks 12. So this is what the Cowboys are giving up. 177 and 180 to the Dolphins. Okay, so do that. You're good at this math.
Yeah.
Is that fifth or sixth round?
Sixth
round.
That's 6 rounds.
That's 2 picks. Cowboys just gave up 2 picks.
Yeah,
two 6-round picks. To move up one spot. Okay, I mean that's
how
not great because you need players, but it's not horrible. Wow, Cowboys are on the clock.
What if the Patriots?
The pick's in. Z, let's watch this one closely because we'll want to hear the great Roger on this one. Okay. They turned up the volume here, I think so. Look at that big. Oh, I love that guy. That was quite a pick, big.
Look at that
Maui Goa. That's old Steve Signora, who's worked for the NFL forever. And he's just back there doing the same thing he's been doing for like 25 years. Hey, come over here. Come over here, Michael Signora. Okay.
It's so funny who those people are. Like, what does he do the other 364 days?
I don't know, but man, he gets back there around the green room. He's back there. Well, Geno Smith's been here for about 2 days. Might want to let him go hang out with the commish. They moved Geno up there one time. I was there when Rodgers got stuck in there.
Yeah, that's what your boy was talking to us about, Carpenter. He saw that. He said, no, thanks. The legendary one, the first one was Siragusa was really bad. That was before anybody was really. Yeah.
Yeah, but I bet that was kind of early on. Okay, pick is in. They're in a commercial. And then when we get back from that, we're not going to take one, but
no, we're going to roll. We're going to do it, and then we're going to leave.
I may get some more of those pimento balls to go. I mean, that is some good stuff. I mean, I'll go anywhere Stephanie sends me.
Stephanie's awesome.
She's done a tremendous job. She's got us out in Wichita Falls next week.
You're awesome. She is. She really is.
You didn't hear me.
What'd you say?
I said she's got us doing it live, a remote at Wichita Falls next. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Ian Rappaport. I want to see here. I want to see if anybody, because they start tipping these picks if
Hawks
you don't watch
are up
it.
8. In the fourth quarter, but there's plenty of time.
Yeah. Okay. We're giving NBA updates. I got one guy that may. Okay. If they've come up one, it just feels like it has to be Downs. But it could also, they need an edge, and it could be Bain.
I'll tell you what, if I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm pumped about either of those opportunities. I mean, again, and you did do a nice job of getting me back in line, but when you think about that, Downs
they're taking Downs.
They are.
Yeah.
Who told you that?
I just got contacted. I can't say, but it is somebody from down the hall out there. It is going to be Downs. Wow. I got to tell you, I mean, the great news is it's one of the so-called big dogs, and you know what they're going to say?
We couldn't let him.
They'll say of our 12, like our top 12, they'll say he was like number 3 or 4 on their board. That's what it'll say. And you know what? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're not lying about that. I do love the fact that we've got to this enormous point in the game, and we've now put the NBA game in the centerpiece.
Well, that was, you know what they were like. They were like, hey, we're going. The Senate. They said the Cowboys pick. That's it.
Well, we don't even have it yet. Is the only thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm giving it to you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So they're going to pick Caleb Downs. We want to hear it to make it official, but I mean, there's got to be. I'm from a positional standpoint, it's kind of shocking.
Yeah.
To get one of those top big time 5 defensive guys is really good. And you don't have to then get into the Bain thing. Okay, it's got all the picks in the compensation there. I think we've already shared that with our audience. And when we think Rodgers headed that way, we will share it with you. I hope I didn't ruin that for everybody, but I felt like I needed to go ahead and let everybody know what it's going to be. But
in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Caleb Downs, defensive back, Ohio State.
That's a great pick, man.
All right, and how many Ohio State players is that now? Is that 4 in the top?
Everybody
11.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wow.
Now you needed, that's fascinating that they felt like they had to come up there. Like they felt like
Troy tipped
the Dolphins were gonna.
Troy tipped them off. I mean, people look. That could be a storyline, man.
Oh my goodness!
Right? That's a storyline. I'm sorry. In our society, that's a storyline. And the next pick is going to be. There's a soccer player from George Mason named Rossini, who's looking for work. I think she's going to go.
Oh my gosh!
13.
Earlier tonight, you were like, "I feel bad about all that."
I do.
And now you're dropping all kinds of Rossini jokes.
I feel bad. All right, you good?
Oh man, I just the only thing I would say.
Final thought.
Yeah. I think Downs. I'm excited because it's one of those big ones. It's from a positional standpoint. They've needed it. They need help in a secondary. They still need cornerback help, honestly, more than they need safety. Now, here's what this guy does for you, though. He's so dang versatile, like nickel packages. The only thing I've heard that he might have an issue with is like single high safety, but he's a thumper. He can play in the box. He can play downhill. He can play too deep. He's, like all the coverages you need. He can come up, and he's just an enormous hitter. And the only thing I've heard, I think Saban, I think this is a guy who started out at Alabama, but the only thing I've heard is, hey, he just needs to not go so much for the huge hit. He needs to wrap up and all that kind of thing. But I think for the Cowboys, they end up getting one of those top dogs, one of those Ohio State guys. And you will hear the argument now from people across the country that this may have been the cleanest player in the draft. And I can even hear now Louis Riddick Jr., because they've got the sound up right here, and he's going crazy. And the reason he's going crazy is, I promise you, he thinks this may be the best guy in the draft. Now, I think the ceiling guy is Arvell Reese. I think he has the best chance to be the best player. But what if this guy is Kyle Hamilton? What if this guy is one of these great safeties that's been around? I'm not saying he's going to be Palomalu or Woodson or John Lynch, but I'll tell you this. He's the most Woodson-like player they've drafted since Woodson. He's that guy. And Woodson could come up and guard a nickel. I'm not talking about just like, nickel packages. I'm talking about he could come up and guard your slot receiver. He could be your nickel cornerback. He could rush. He could play in the box, and then he could play anywhere back deep, and he was a huge hitter. He was a phenomenal player. And this guy is sort of he is kind of like what Darren was coming out of Arizona State. And I might try to get him on tomorrow. If you don't, everybody you've mentioned today, I'm like, that used to be one of my guys. This is an exciting pick for the Cowboys. I am surprised,
but it's exciting
because it's not a position they ever pick in the first round. But every once in a while, you've got to take the best football player.
And like you see, like we were talking about, this guy could be one of the best players in the draft. Like I guess they found him irresistible, right? I mean, they moved up to get him, dude.
Let's.
That was, by the way, that was an amazing breakdown and synopsis.
Oh, thanks.
No, seriously, I'm going to clip that and put it online. Good job.
That's right. I am. Hey, real quick, can we do the Dolphins pick real quick? Because I just think that's fascinating to see who Troy and that group was wanting, and the reason they moved down because they thought they could get their guy. Because don't rule out. I'm just thinking all the things they need. Think about all they just gave up. Remember?
Well, they gave up two late picks. Oh, you mean the Dolphins?
The players recently.
Yeah.
They were giving up receivers, and when they were getting ready.
26 NFL draft. The Miami Dolphins select Caden Proctor.
Hold on. Now that is so. Caden Proctor, you're going all the way down to the offensive tackle from Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I guess when they make that trade, they're playing with house money, right? I mean, this is a guy who a lot of people didn't even have going in the top 20.
They move down. They get 2 more picks in the draft. They have 2 6-rounders. And they get, obviously, who they were targeting. Because if they wanted Downs, they could have just stayed there and gotten him, right?
Yeah.
Cowboys, and your point was a really good one immediately, I have to say, to think of the Troy angle. And I think that will be some kind of storyline coming out of that. The Dolphins working with the Cowboys, and I think you were the first to hit it.
And it's not always negative.
You were the first to hit it.
By the way. It's not always negative. Sometimes it makes for, a seamless environment where you can make a deal. All right, for Matt Mosley, I'm Pete Sousa. We'll both be back on the air tomorrow.
And by the way, Stephanie, and I thought
Fernando's right over there. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Seriously, Stephanie Beatty, terrific job.
Our friend here at the place,
Heather, who runs the shop here. No, but Argyle Open. This place kicks ass. I'm going to say ass. I don't care.
This is a neat place.
Yeah,
and they make a mean pimento ball.
Yeah,
and then I'm going to see what else on my way out. I'm going to see what else I can drag out of here.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you, Matt Mosley, for everybody here, the whole staff.
Enjoyed it, buddy.
Hell of a job,
All
man.
right.
All right, we'll see you for the NBA draft. Thanks.
It's the Pete Sousa Show. Sports.
We'd love.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at 70 miles an hour. I was injured, had a concussion. The insurance company, they delayed. They were playing games from the initial conversation. They weren't going to help me. The biggest thing I learned through this is that you can't go through this alone. I called Daniel Stark. They were going to help me, and everything was going to be all right. Daniel Stark got me 10 times the insurance company offered.
The difference is stark.
Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. NALGENE.com.
Our professionals are not only experts in managing urgent concerns, but also in providing top-notch preventative health care. We're proud to connect pet owners to a vast network of licensed veterinary professionals, ready to address any immediate concerns. Book your first appointment today.
Sports.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.